What's up, everyone? This is the Retro Gamer Ranting. How are you guys doing? I'm doing fine. I wanted to do, I guess, kind of a mini review slash first impressions of ZMR. Enjoy some early footage that me and Mad Dog did for Zombie Month. I'm going to put up some more footage that me, Mad Dog, and Sterling did later on. So this is just sort of something to put out there before I upload those to tell you guys that ZMR is called Zombies, Monsters, and Robots. It's a free-to-play that's now on Steam, and you can also get it through their website. And it's a pretty fun third-person shooter game in the vein of, I guess, the best way I can describe it, in the vein of Gears of War. It plays almost exactly like that, including the reload mechanic and the cover mechanic. And it's if you've ever liked horde mode or invasion mode or zombie modes in games, that's kind of what this game revolves around. Although there is PvP as well, deathmatch, team deathmatch, and some really cool mercs versus monsters. A match where you can actually play as monsters, but it kind of, the meat and potatoes of it does revolve around PvE, which is player versus environment. So that's kind of what this is about. I'm going to kind of just skip the part about, you know, the whole aspect of as you play, you level up, and when you level up, you get things that you can unlock or use, and weapons and loot that are sometimes timed, sometimes permanent, depending on what it is. You get stuff like silver bullets, gold bullets, crates. You use them to unlock more loot and all that good jazz. So what the main meat and potato is of the currency is there's three kinds of currency. There's like EMP currency, there's normal money currency, and there's real money, like in-game money currency and real money currency. And all of those can be used to buy stuff like equipment, weapons, mods, which are used on the weapons to make them, you know, reload faster or have a bigger clip, and also other things, tech that you add to your character itself that maybe makes you run faster or gives you faster health regen and that kind of stuff. So there's all those elements in the game, and so I'm going to kind of gloss over that because that kind of stuff is the normal free-to-play kind of mechanic when it comes to these games. And I'm just sort of going to get into the gameplay itself. And when it comes right down to it, there's tons of different modes in the game, and a lot of it just sort of comes down to what kind of match you want to play. And a lot of it is revolving around survival or playing a match where you're going against the environment, as they call it, monsters or zombies or robots, whatever, mercenaries. And you have to do mission types and objectives and that kind of thing, which is really cool. Now I'm going to get a couple of frustrating facts out of the way at first. One, it is a lot like Gears of War, so there is a reload mechanic. If you all remember that there's a reload bar that pops up when you do play the game in Gears of War, that is in ZMR. And so that means when you reload, there'll be a long bar and a tiny bar, and if you hit the reload button again when you hit the tiny bar, then you'll get a perfect or almost perfect reload. Otherwise, if you don't hit it, if you hit it at the wrong spot, you'll get a guns jammed or whatever the heck. I'm not a fan of that mechanic. I just like reload, move on. I understand why it's there, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. Two, another problem is this is a lot of people complain that it is a lot like Gears of War. It's just kind of a straight up rip-off of horde mode with that. I'm fine with that because honestly, I never really played a lot of Gears of War. I played a bit of horde mode at a friend's house once, and I found it a lot of fun, so I don't see what the problem is with it. This is a game that is a free-to-play, so that does mean there are timed weapons, so that's another negative to some people. So if you're not playing all the time, if you do unlock a really cool weapon and then you get away from the game for a day or two or more, come back into the game, you might have not even got a chance to use a weapon that you just unlocked because you might have just unlocked it before you had to go to bed or something, and then you just were busy the next couple of days with stuff like school or work, and so it kind of sucks in that respect. However, the good news is you can use in-game money, not real money, to buy weapons and extend them further. So if you do have enough in-game currency, you can use that to actually extend the weapon if you so choose to. And you can even buy certain guns and equipment permanently as well without using real money. It just costs a lot. So if you do want something permanent, you can. Certain guns don't seem to have a permanent thing, that you might be able to buy it for 30 days or something, but that is cool. So that's kind of the negatives, I suppose. If there's anything else I could think of, is there's a kick mechanic to it. So if you're in a match and you die, you have these revive tokens. You get 3 free revive tokens. They're basically 3 lives in the game, so that's fine. Once you use those up, you also have your own revive tokens, which you can get by playing the game or purchasing through the store. And if you don't want to use them, or you don't have any, the problem is it will start a kick player countdown, which usually is a long amount of time. But what happens there is the timer starts counting down, and if you don't revive within the time of that counter, you will get kicked from the match. Now, the problem with that is if you get kicked from the match, you're not going to get any of the experience or the money that comes along with the actual game being won. So if you stick with a game from the start to the end and you beat it, or even if you lose, you'll at least still get some experience. But in this case, if you get kicked, you won't. That does not necessarily mean you won't be able to still get some sort of currency and experience because you've completed a daily mission, which there are daily missions and other kind of missions that you could partake in for extra experience and goodies, which is really cool. So you can still get the experience and money through that. But the real part about it is it is a bummer if you've been playing a match for a long time and you get towards the end, which happens a lot of the time, and you end up dying and you don't have any revive tokens left, or you don't want to use them, and maybe another player ain't nearby to revive you, then you end up getting kicked. So you put all that time into a match, and you end up getting nothing for it sometimes, which would be frustrating. The good news is you can get free revives if people maybe if your teammates complete an objective or finish a wave of bad guys, and so you'll automatically respawn then. So if you think you can wait it out for your teammates to finish without using a revive token, then you should be good. So this doesn't happen all the time. There are a lot of extra elements to it. Like I said, you do get 3 lives anyway, so as long as you manage your lives properly. Moving on to the actual gameplay, it's really, really fun. I haven't had this much fun playing a free-to-play in quite some time, probably since I played Gotham City Imposters or even Team Fortress 2. And I just, you know, it feels good. You know, the AI isn't extremely the brightest in the world, but I love the different enemy types. And yes, there are, you know, you will be going up against mercenaries a lot. You'll be going up against dinosaurs. You'll be going up against a lot of zombies, and a lot of enemy types are just kind of reskins of another enemy type. So, you know, for instance, when playing zombie levels, you get these zombie dogs that explode if you kill them or if they get near you. But then there might be a level where you're going up against mercenaries, and you'll get these robots that run up next to you, and they'll explode. So they kind of act like dogs anyway. So you get those, but you know, there's a big enough variety that's not going to get too crazy, you know. And there's tons of different modes. Like if you like completing objectives or getting through waves, then you know, you have the assault modes. You have the kill everything modes, which kind of resembles more of the Call of Duty zombie ones, where you have all these entrances that you can board up, and they bust through the entrances, and you can unlock new areas when you get points and stuff like that. You know, you have the PvP kind of areas. The one I tried the other day, which is super fun, is the Mercs versus Monsters, where you start off playing as a lonely merc or a zombie, depending on which side you're on. And as you play and get kills, you get more points, and you can just sort of choose different monsters and stronger mercs and that kind of stuff. And it's really crazy. And you can eventually, if you get enough points, play as like this boss-like character. And it's really unique. It's a shame that it's only on one level, which a lot of these specialty matches you can only use certain levels for, which is kind of a bummer. Like right now there's a Jurassasauruses or something like that, or a dinosaur one where you can fight dinosaurs, but it's only in one map, but it's still kind of fun to do. So and the good thing is it doesn't feel like, you know, when you're playing, at least if you're playing on normal difficulty early on and stuff, it doesn't feel like you have to worry too much about early level gear not being strong enough for the most part. And then you get enough for you early on that you should always have at least enough money, in-game currency, to buy a decent weapon to keep you held over if you don't feel like the starting level stuff is good enough. So definitely worth checking out. Really fun to do if you like co-op kind of survival, horde mode, protect the point kind of matches. This is definitely for you, and especially if you're kind of a fan of the Gears of War like third-person shooter stuff. The weapons are fun to use. The fact that you can mod and upgrade them is great. All the extra stuff added to it and all the extra modes. I've never seen a free-to-play launch with so many different modes, including PvP, already implemented. There's a lot of free-to-plays that get launched, and then later they're like, okay, we'll implement PvE later, or we'll implement ranking mode later. This stuff is already implemented. And I knew there were some bugs early on with lag. They fixed that as quickly as possible. In fact, even after doing so, they gave everyone who was playing during that time some free goodies. So that was really nice of them. So I think that's really solid of the developers. They'll notice, hey, people are getting frustrated. We have this lag problem. We're going to fix it. Not only that, here's some free goodies for 7 days. So that's pretty solid of them. So that's Zombies, Monsters, and Robots. You know, first impressions, it's really fun. And I know how these free-to-plays can go downhill after a while, so in this case I hope it doesn't. So far I haven't run into too many annoying issues besides the ones that I mentioned earlier, and I had some friends over. We were playing it the other day, and it's just really solid little free-to-play, and you can't really go wrong when it comes to free. So go check it out on Steam, or go to their website and check it out. It's worth the download. It's worth trying. And remember to do the daily missions. They'll give you extra experience and extra goodies as well. So I say, check it out. Why not? ZMR. Super hecka fun. Hecka fun. I said hecka fun. It's not even a word. I made it up. That's how much fun I'm enjoying with it. So there you go, folks. That's ZMR. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying Zombie Month. And if you are, please share this with your buddies. Don't forget to rate and subscribe if you haven't already, because that lets me know I'm doing my job, which is entertaining all you guys, and that's what this is all about. And as always, till next time, game fans, keep playing, and thanks for watching.